Hello guys and welcome to Bits Bytes. This is the another video regarding to the array in C language. In previous video we discussed about a small introduction of an array. So I hope you know about the array very well. And guys, please don't forget about like, subscribe and share my videos. So in this video we discuss about how to create a different kinds of array, that means different data type of an array, and how to pass an array into the another function. So let's start first how to create different types of array. I already create some array. Now obviously you should know about this thing. This is the special kind of array, character array. Character array, we know that it's a string. Some language is known as a string. Java language support string. C# language support string, but it's basically a character array. In the background or in the back stage of the Java, it's created a character array. Very well know what is the loop. If I stored integer value in a character array, integer value like 65, 64, 63 something, then it automatically convert into character. If you want to store that array, that value in a character format, then you should use, I do not use this thing, but for you I show you, like in 0 you use that thing, then the value of index 0 in array C is 65, not the that value, and it's given error because 65 is a string. Now stored 6. Now stored 6. We can store only one alphabet, not a string, not any combination of string. So if you store something like 0, 10, 32, then it's all a string, but simply say 0 to 9 number will be valid for stored in the character format. If you stored another combination between 0 to 9, then it's become a string or a character array. You should use that array. I show the result of that all things. easy for us and take less time. Copy that line. I have 4 array, that's why I use ruler. It is similar, but something over here. So index, all array index is 0, 1, 2. We know that 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3 value will be stored. So in the A, 0 is 20. Okay. A1 is 49, 49 sorry. A2 is 349, 349. It's called. C stores 65 instead of no. It's a character array. Then the formatting specifier is C. It's a float array. Then formatting specifier should be F. Otherwise, result is wrong. You see the previous result. Now the result is correct. 20, 49, 349 are correct value. 0, 1 and 2 is also correct because I stored I in the location of A1 index, ith index of A1. If the index is 0, then value also 0. Index is 1, value be 1, value also 1. Index 2, value also 2. In float array, I stored sorry guys, I stored I plus 0.2. That means if the index is 0, then the value is 0.2, and by default it prints 6 value after the decimal. So over here it prints 6 value. F1, the index is 1, then value is 1.2, but it's print 6 decimal, so it's print 6. Print 6. F2, 2.2. That means index is 2, the value is 2 plus 0.2 equal to 2.2. Now in C, in character array, I stored 65 plus I. 65 is the sky value of A. The sky value of A is 65. Capital A. I am talking about capital A, not small a. Small a value is 97. Capital A will be displayed. Then 65 plus 1, 66. 66 is the sky value of B. Now B is displayed and C is also displayed. Now how to pass an array in the function? To pass an array in the function, just simply I create a print function. There are two ways. You can pass by value or pass by reference. Similar kind of value type. So now first I show the pass by value, then I show pass by reference. I create a function name I create a function name is print, and just comment all this loop, display something. Now I display a function, I create a function name is print who stored some value, who take a array and return the array. I call it print and name is A. Just pass A because he want an integer array, nothing else. You see the whole A value will be displayed, but it called by value. And one more thing about the array is also a constant pointer. It take a address, base address. We know that the first index 0 we talking about, index 0 address is also known as a base address, and that address passes through this statement. I pass through this statement using the compiler. Compiler use some algorithm and take that address and create another 3 continuous memory allocation for print A variable, A array, and this copy that value of A into print A array. And now if I do something with this array, then it does not affect it. It does not affect it because it is nothing wrong. It pass the value. If you want to check anything, it's passed by value or something else, then you use this kind of technique. See, nothing syntax error, but it's having some error. See this, the value is changed. Oh, sorry. see this effect is come that because I pass the value by reference now. Sorry for my mistake. I pass my value by reference, but it passes. This is one way to pass the value. It's passed by value. No, it's passed by reference. Yes, it's passed by reference because I send the base address, not a value. Okay, so I send the base address. That's why if I change something, then it reflect in the original copy also. Sorry guys, sometimes it's mistake because more languages not supported pointers. It support reference variables, but it does not support pointers. Like I talking about Java does not support pointers. This is another way to hold the address and use this. Nothing else. Right? I do what I need. Just print it. I create like an array. I showed an array, but it does not an array. It pick the random value. It takes the base address and show the output. Be thankful. By references, I use this way. I mostly use this thing, either this or either this, because it's a single way, a simplest way to send a full-fledged array into a single shot. Otherwise, you continuously send, create, put a loop and send one by one value to that function and process that and so on. So it's a single way to send a value to this. So over here I call this function support anything. Now I send the base address. Either write this or write this. Both are same because A is holds the base address of the array. It's a constant pointer, so it also print same, but its display. Oh, okay. It's giving an error because it finding that function before that, because it's a structured program. If you call that function, see, it shows if you send an address, it's double pointer, but now see this program is running. Oh, what happened? Okay, this array or this array. If I change in that value, then I show you. If I change anything, then both copies see, original value is this. After calling the print function, the value is this. After calling the print1 function, the value is this. And now this value become this value. Original copy changed, but it takes the address of that print a array function, but it reflects its parent also. If I print again over here, and I know the length of video is increased, but you should know the concept part. Clear your concept, then you can do anything. Now I need to initialize the value. The original value is this. After calling the print function, the value is this. Now 20 become 40. After calling the print1 function, 40 become 40, 49 become 50, 349 become 351. Now changes reflect over here or here also. If I change anything, if I perform any operation in PTR in that variable, then it reflects over here and over here. It reflects both copies. That means if I change anything, then the chain will continuously change any line of way. This is a very useful feature in the reference, but it's handling by care, very careful. So this is the way to send the array in a single shot. But if you send an array by pass the array in another function using anything, then it's not very complex. We mostly use the by reference, not for by value, because it helps a lot. We were just sending a single shot. So it's all about today. If any query regarding this topic, you can ask me in the comment, and don't forget about like, subscribe and share. Thank you for watching the video.